I connect through the dark side of the moon by many years back when I was a teenager listening to Pink Floyd, but I never really listened to the album until I was about maybe 19 or 20, all the way through, and I was taken by it. I think it came to me at a period in my life where a lot of changes were happening, a lot of spiritual life changes, things that I was trying to figure out about myself, and it spoke to me purely in a musical sense. I wasn't really caught up in the words as much as the way the sound of the album affected me. And that album I listened to quite a bit early on in my development as an artist, but it made me have dreams that connected to my art currently. So basically, for the poster, I wanted to paint one of the dreams that I had when I first heard Dark Side of the Moon. What happened in my dream was it was dark, and I was walking in the desert, and I realized that the sun was rising, and as the sun was rising, I was walking in water, but I wasn't walking on sand anymore. And as the sun rose, I could see a tree on a hill like an archway, and butterflies coming into the sky. And that was what I was replicating in the painting, was that the sound of the album that I heard in my dream. And the sound actually came from the song Breathe. The very beginning of the song Breathe was this imagery that I portrayed in the poster. Two of the themes I felt were relevant to me were, one of them was the train, the dilemma of the train making a decision on saving one life or saving all the lives. And the other was the parachute, with one parachute left in a plane, who gets the parachute. And those two things I added in to the poster in subtle ways at the very top of the image. And I went with just a couple symbols I felt that really connected with the overall idea of the play. And I think the other elements connect in terms of the play as well, but they're maybe not as direct. I listened to it pretty much the whole time that I was painting, aside from listening to the play, which was probably 2/3 of the time that I was painting it. And I let the music just play continuous, and then I put it on repeat. Tried to listen to it all the way through without stopping. And I think the album is best when listened to that way, the way that songs weave into each other. The more that I've listened to it, I think I can relate to some of the life dilemmas that were posed in the songs. Just the concept of time, and the way that time seems to be going faster the older you get. The more you wish you had your time back, but when you're younger, you can seem to never get to this place in your life fast enough. There's certainly the greed and the concept for the song Money, that you never have enough. You realize you've been chasing the wrong thing. Then at the end, the song Eclipse, it pulls together all these ideas. I think the Eclipse works well to tie everything in to the album in sort of this precipice that happens where it's time to make a choice. There's a crescendo on the song, and it almost explodes to end the Dark Side of the Moon. First, I thought about ideas, which is not usually how I paint. I don't paint by sort of coming up with ideas, and that was what was difficult about it. Was what do I paint? Do I paint things from the album, like literally, how do I do this? And what happened was I just had to start painting, just listening to the song and paint, just do what I normally do. And that's really what happened. I just did what I do. Initially, it felt like I was really taking much longer to get started on it because I had to, I don't usually paint that way. So it was a good process because it helped me to realize that I've evolved in the way that I work and to trust that. To me speaks to, I think, two aspects of the dark side of the moon. One is the hope that it brings, and the other is the dilemmas that exist in life. And I think to me it's that there's two sides to everything, and I think that's something I want the poster to portray.